Good day, everybody. Tim from Tim Visions here. So, in a while back, one of my videos, I did like a review of my Kioti CS2520, and one of you viewers said you didn't talk about any negatives, and you know, I kind of touched on some, but I didn't really go into depth. So, this video here, I'm going to tell you everything I hate about this tractor. Stick with us. So the biggest thing that I don't like about my Kioti 2520 is the location of the hydraulic filter underneath. I'll show you that right now. There, as you can see underneath here, right here, is my transmission filter. I mean, that's pretty much the lowest thing underneath here. Sticks down the furthest. Terrible engineering in my opinion. Now, they do have a bracket that comes that you can purchase, and it bolts and kind of, well, sticks down even further, but at least it protects the front of the filter here. I think that should have been put somewhere else. So, yeah, not a big fan of that. And I think that bracket is over $100, of course. So I have not gotten it yet, because I'm kind of a cheap ass. But I just try not to run into things with the front of that, because, yeah, if you crack that, guess what? You're going to be dumping hydraulic fluid pretty dang fast. So that's one of the main ones. Another thing I don't like about the CS2520 is the rough starts in the wintertime. I'll show you a start right now. So yeah, not very not very smooth start. Now, in the Facebook group that I'm in, a lot of other guys had mentioned this same issue, and I hadn't really had it as much, and I don't know if I was just getting lucky or what, but this winter I've had some starts like that, and I cycle my glow plugs twice. So I turn it on, wait for them to time out, turn off the key again, turn it on again, wait for it to go out again, and then I start it. And another thing that my dealer told me when he dropped it off is don't have the throttle all the way back, have it pushed forward a little bit. And I think that makes that go away quicker, because I've had it where I pulled the throttle all the way back and then it would shake and shimmy and stuff for a longer period of time. I've even heard of guys, fans being broken because it's shaking all over the place and actually hits the housing or whatever and snaps their fan. So, not a fan of that. Kioti, if you're watching this, which you probably aren't because I'm really small, do something about that. And maybe it's just the nature of the beast of these smaller 3-cylinder diesels. I don't know. But it definitely shimmies and shakes at first when you start it up, especially in the winter. Summertime, start pretty easy, but since it's gotten cold this year, I've noticed it a lot more. Okay, so the first one here, shifting between ranges. Sometimes this is just a real pain in the butt. I mean, the way it's sitting right now, it will shift between them, but it doesn't shift real easy. It's a mechanical linkage. I've heard of guys breaking stuff when they're trying to shift because they're forcing it. A lot of times what I've learned is you just ease forward just a little bit on the forward or reverse on your hydrostatic, and then it'll pop in easier. Same thing for this one here, which is your front wheel assist or four-wheel drive, in and out. Sometimes that thing just does not want to move. Same thing, you got to ease forward a little bit and then it'll pop in. But when I first got this, that was a major pain in the butt for me. And I try not to force it because I have a tendency to break stuff because I don't know my own strength sometimes. So that's another one of my pet peeves. Ground clearance. This thing does not have very much ground clearance. I mean, it's better than a lawnmower, but just like I touched on before with the hydrostatic filter being way down there, this does not have very good ground clearance. I can easily get stuck in some snow if I don't pay attention to what I'm doing. So does not have great ground clearance. Now that is mostly because it's a subcompact tractor, but that's one of my pet peeves. That's one of the things I don't like about this tractor. Now this next one is sometimes can be a pro and sometimes can be a con. The size of this bucket. It is only 4 foot wide, and I don't know, I bet it's not even 20 inches deep, and not very tall either. The size of it is sized properly for this loader, so you fill it up with something heavy and it could still lift it up. But like you're moving snow or whatever, you don't move a lot in each pass. You move more than you do with a shovel in your hand, but it doesn't move a lot of snow very quickly. And that kind of just goes along with the subcompact tractor to begin with. Now, 4 foot wide is perfect for going down my sidewalk. It's exactly how wide my sidewalk is. So that is where it's a benefit. But many other times, I want to stack a bunch of firewood in there. I cannot. Yes, you can buy a bigger bucket, but I don't want to buy another bucket. I just, use my pickup box trailer most of the time for moving firewood from here to there, and I just pull it with this tractor. But yes, the size of the bucket. And another thing is how narrow this thing is, which it is only about 4 foot wide, the same size as a bucket, which causes it to be a little bit more tipsy than most tractors. Once again, that's because it's a subcompact tractor, and that's just the way that they're built. You can get wheel spacers and make the wheels stick out further, and I've thought about doing that, but I haven't done it yet. But yeah, that's something I don't particularly like about this tractor. But when I gotta get into tight areas, I'm very happy that it's so narrow and so short. So yes, that's a con, but it's also a pro, like many of these. Okay, that brings us to the last one, and that's the seat. This seat is about as basic as you can get. It has armrests now, and that's because I added them. Otherwise, there is your suspension. And I am a big dude. And I sit down and those springs are totally compressed. I've heard of, there's some inflatable airbag you can throw underneath these and it gives you a little air ride, whatever. I do not like this style seat. I would just soon have a suspension seat. And for me, it would have to be a pretty impressive suspension seat to make me happy. But once again, this is a subcompact tractor. It's not a deluxe tractor. So you kind of get that with this class of tractor. I mean, there are a lot of things I love about this tractor that far outweigh these negatives that I'm bringing up, which is why I didn't even really bring them up. But my viewer was right. It can't be all good. It can't be the best tractor ever made with no flaws at all. There are flaws. There are things I don't like about it. So I wanted to bring those to you. And if you're thinking about this size tractor, think about these things that I brought up, because it doesn't matter what brand you have. A lot of these are because it's a subcompact tractor. Some are specific to Kioti in this particular model. But like where the loader control is, that's so much better than so many other models that have it up here by the attached to the loader. I find those very annoying looking and annoying to use. They just stick out towards you. Oh, one other thing I hate about this tractor, and probably most tractors, I would guess most tractors have this issue, but you can't do two functions at once. I mean, you can, but man, is it slow, because you pretty much have to use the same hydraulic flow to do both of those functions at once. So what I mean by is like lifting and curling at the same time. I drive a large case payloader where I work, loading feed, and you know, it's a commercial vehicle, right? But you can go in between, you know, not straight back and not in, and go in between and do both of those at the same time. Lift it up and curl at the same time. And the same with dumping and lowering at the same time. So I don't know that too many subcompact tractors have that ability. But when I first got this, that's something that really annoyed me, because I tried to do it and one would go and then the other one would go and then one would go and the other one would go. Now, if you crank the RPMs up to 2,500, 3,000 RPMs and very specifically put it in between, you can get them both to do it at the same time. However, they move so slow that it's pointless. You just will do the one and then do the other. Drive in, curl it up, then lift it, then back away, get to where you're at, lift it up, and then dump it. So, yeah, one of my pet peeves about this size tractor, just because I'm spoiled by what I've used in the past. Hopefully you found this video useful. You know, I'm just trying to share what I've experienced with this particular tractor. So if you did find it useful, go ahead and give a like and consider subscribing, because I do quite a few videos with this little tractor and the things it can do and the things that are good about it. But this particular video, I wanted to tell you the things I hated about it. So thanks for stopping in. Until next time, be safe, brothers and sisters.